Oasis, Grand Awakening. Shout out to the tribe. And this will be a display of future events to come. Right. And it's definitely a reason why a lot of the melanated ether nine elementals, you want to call them African American or black people, have been leaving the United States in hordes. Resident Evil is on the way because the truth is being revealed in everyone and around everything. And those who have the eyes to see will realize everything, and even the lies. The 400 years of captivity is over and dwindling. And that is the reason why America is in the state that it is in. We understand that the red, white, and blue on the flag represents a specific genetic marker in certain entities. The red on the flag represents the blood that has been soaked inside of the soil. One of the reasons why America is a lot of layers and a lot of areas of America is like a food desert. Nothing won't grow because the land is and has been cursed. And the reason why most things have been growing is a lot of witchcraft, a lot of magic, a lot of spells. Excuse the noise in the background. It should stop in a minute. I'm gonna wait till it stop and I can continue the message. Okay, we back to the broadcast. It's like what Pac said. It's gonna be some shit that's gonna make it hard for your eyes to believe what you seen. Or however he said that shit. But all things will be revealed. And if you're a person that watch scary movies, Tales from the Crypt, or anything in that nature, you realize that it wasn't what was going on that made those type of movies or situations or scenarios scary. It was that you were looking at some fucking ugly ass monstrosities. That's what made the scary movies maybe scary to some. And it wasn't that all of this crazy stuff was going on in the movies. It's just that something that ugly was hiding in the darkness, waiting to jump scare you. That's what gave it a lot of power. But that will be the reality in America of the upcoming purge. And as I said, the 400 years of captivity is over with. What we are dealing with as of now is the last remnants of the spells, the curses, and the illusions. Y'all see me? And you're going to walk into the stores and you're going to see that all the products, foods, etc. is rotten, expired, old, because the magic, the false magic, which is not real magic, but the dark side of magic will reveal to you that all the food in the markets are dead. And then you're going to realize that majority of the people or entities, especially Safeway, that own those markets are dead themselves. Some of them will be called by the skeleton crew. Some will be revealed as vampires. Some will be revealed as shapeshifters. Some will be revealed as morphers. Some will be revealed as lizard people. The Nephilim, the fallen angels, they like to call themselves, we are many, we are legion. Their true characteristic traits and attributes that has been blinded to the eyes will soonly be revealed to all, if not all have already realized with real eyes. The 400 years of captivity is over with. What we are dealing with now is the last of the curses and the last of the spells. Y'all see me? And as I said, this land called America is already dead. What makes it alive is the neuromelanin, the ether 9, the elementals in the eyes of those who run capitalism, of those who went to different lands, you understand, and removed the way of living and the soul, the rhythm. Those who, whatever it was, 1480, 89, 1409, Columbus Blue, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. I'm looking for the correct word that starts with a C. It's not capitalism. Which you understand what I'm saying. The people that went to different places and took those places over. Right? The colonizers, there we go. Their colons and the colonizers' ways of life were never supposed to be ours. To each his own. You can say what you want. But ever since I was a child in school, I never did agree with the compass in a square. Even when it was on our list to get from the store for school supplies, I never agreed with that thing. I never obeyed it. I never followed it. I never synchronized with the synergy. Because as a melanated Etherian elemental, I don't need synergy. I have energy. Y'all see me? And moving forward in this message, that's why things will be happening. And it is time to place yourself in a location where you can find yourself suitable, happy, and alive once you arrive to your destinations outside of America. The mainland itself is dead. And a lot of the different parts of the islands are as well. And the reason why, when you once lived in America, you were getting sick. The rules, the laws, the policies, the overseers, the officers were very strict in that land, right? Because they were doing everything in their power to keep the illusions and the magic and the distractions working. But now they can no longer delay the inevitable. And war is right around the corner. It is closer than what you think. And everybody talking about, oh, the EMP, the EMF, the grid shut down. The grid shutdown will only be the next restart. COVID-19 itself was testing the boundaries and the mindsets and the mind states of the people. And a lot of the people who received a slab and a jab are no longer themselves. Some people will be able to consciously, energetically, and biofield, through their biofields, override those vaccines. Remember to put the V that has been inside of their blood, right? And a lot of these vaccines, aka, don't forget the V, you can have the M, because it's not a mystery, even though this is my story, and they might not present it as history, because that was his story. They're going to turn into something else. I don't know if you've been realizing and you've been seeing it, a lot of people that got the slab compared to those who didn't. DNA has been altered. A lot of videos been coming out lately that I don't even press play to because my discernment could just eat it up. And you know what I'm saying? And you would see that it says a lot of videos lately, a lot of people been saying people are not people, or etc. and such of a content. And that is because the spells, the delusions, and the magic, the witchcraft is falling apart. Like I say, I'm not no Mason, I'm not no Freemason, I am not no part of the 33 herd. You understand me? I am a representation of the creation of the Most High, of God. And some of that truth of God resides in the Bible, Allah, the Quran. But the true God that I serve is not actually found in the Bible or such, and neither is the Creator's name. Because those who can pronounce the Creator name, their tongue will be removed and cut off. Saying the Creator name with the proper language will actually give you the same power as if you was to say Shazam and your whole body transform into, you understand? There's different magics, different fates. It's a lot of different things going on. A lot of Gnostics, stuff like that. But the overall truth has been deeply hidden and is now rising to the surface. Because the truth is like a seed, but it's a different type of seed. The truth, the seed of the truth will only grow and rise and is soon about to sprout out of the ground because it get watered by lies, delusions, and also the pain of those who don't want to no longer be in an illusion or delusional state, a daze or a haze. This language is not ours. So when people ask you what day it is, they asking you what days are you in? Are you in moon days, Thor days, Sundays? Are you in the days? But the days are no longer on our Gregorian calendar. They are rotations. And living in this system, as I said, you're going to go to these grocery stores and you're going to see nothing but dead stuff. Because that's what it actually is. It's just that the last remnants of the spells and curses and illusional magic is onto it. But you're going to walk in these stores and you're going to see dead fruit. And you're going to see cashiers that's dead as well. But they actually are called the skeleton crew. And once that happened, and everyone is no longer under the magic of the spells that we have been under captivity for the 400 years, That's like I said, Resident Evil, The Purge, the zombie apocalypse, whatever will take its full course because it has already started. It already started when everyone was forced, not everyone was forced, but everybody who accepted to get that slab. I myself am not a member of the slab. I did not get that stuff. And I just have been realizing how much the world has changed, and I don't even know if there's any humans left. Because there's definitely no humanity. But honestly, who cares about humans and humanity? When there was a behavior broadcasting spell to keep your mindset in a specific energy, because if you say you're human and you're looking for humanity, then you're going to get some asshole shit. When you say you're a god, you live like a god and know you're a god or a goddess, that presents a specific type of frequency to your energy, to your cells, to your minds, and to your eye, and also to your mind's eye. And as I was saying, these people are holding on and doing whatever they can to keep the illusions and the magic up, right? And that's why, as a chosen one, it's going to be days we have to fast, days we're not eating, stuff like that. I have been all across America, bro. And the way they use the filtration system for the water is dead. If they have dead water and they're watering the plants with it, what does that make the plants? Dead. And the reason why you may have seen some produce, because it came from places where the land was still fertile, like Peru. And because to each his own, but no plant should be hydroponics. No plant that you consume as an elemental ether 9 should be aeroponics. It should be coming out of the ground. Maybe I'm old school, stuck in the stone age, because I know a lot of people and a lot of the fruits and veggies and stuff you see in the supermarkets are grown in laboratories, lab made. That's why some of this shit don't even fizzle up or dissipate within the sun within 3 to 7 or 3 to 5 rotations. That lets you know that it's magic, it's chemicals. Especially if it's hydroponics, that's chemicals in the water, Unless you came up with the method of how to break down specific bone marrow of plants and liquidize the fertilizer, which would normally be found within the soil. That's a different method. But if you're using Miracle Grow and Fox Farm liquid shit, you are just part of the goddamn problem, right? Because everything should come out the ground with the elements that's residing within the earth. Now, all over America, it's not dead, but 99% of the places, majority of the populations existing are dead. Especially when it comes to this negative electricity, all this humming, and also, the G5 towers and all of the negative electricity is harming the land. And also you. Hold your phone in your hand for 30 minutes strong and tell me you don't feel that buzz. That's because the natural electricity that runs through our body, because we are electromagnetic beings, is dealing with a synthetic electricity, aka the form of synergy. And we are natural energy, and that's what we need and we require, right? You may find out that your healing abilities have been tampered with or slowed down due to the produce in the United States of America. And if you're eating right, healthy, and with the proper electromagnetic segment, you will find out that your body is healing faster and better than it ever have. And it is April 1st. It is May 1st. And have you not realized how it been cold? I have been in areas where it should be blazing hot. But have you not realized how extra HARP has been working to keep it cold? And also the code is also a different formulation of the spell and to keep certain energies and things under captivity. Certain spiritual powers and prowess and you understand upgrades and downloads, how some of these skeleton crew dead people have been able to stay alive is because of the cold, the AC. I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah, I like a nice breezy windy environment, right? But if you ride in the countryside, you'll see all of the different HARRP farms that have created the Katrinas and all these other natural disasters that should have, these disasters that were never natural that they claimed that was, should never have took place. And shit is about to hit the fan. I know everyone knows been strapping up, packing up, stocking up, but all I have is the backpack and God. And as long as I lean and I stay stern and strong with God, that will be my God. GUIDE is my God. And you can find that within you. Access your golden compass. Clean your blood, clean your health, get fit, move very assertive and alertive, and move more militant than ever. Because these people are looking for what they can devour. It is a reason why it has been a lot of human and XES trafficking, because those are the life forms that have life. And it's like they say, America eat its own babies. And that's gross and that's nasty. And us being elementals, sun people, we have a whole different spectrum, a whole different vibration. We're not literally supposed to be eating anything. And over time, repetition has trained your mind to eat things and consume things that should never be within your genetic code or marker. But as I said, the spell is about to completely lift, which means all hell will hit the fan and everything will be revealed. And you're going to find out who is alive and who is the walking dead. We are already surrounded by these zombies, these Nephilim, fallen angels, shapeshifters, and morphers. So prepare yourself and get yourself to where you need to be and where you want to be. And if all traveling was to be canceled for forever, you will be happy being in that location. I myself stacking some funds and putting things together so I can get to Hawaii. And that's where I'm going to permanently stay. Why am I saying that? Why am I broadcasting? Why am I even letting you know my next move? Because, first of all, most people can't even survive in Hawaii, off Hawaii. Hawaii is alive. It is very magical. The sun hit very great. That was the blackest I ever been in my life. And like I said, Hawaii is alive. Certain parts of America is alive, but majority of the mainland is dead. I done been to different islands, and I found out what islands were alive and what islands were only seen to be alive due to delusional magic, witchcraft, and captivity regiments that they try to keep in play, right? As you understand, in America, the police, the policies, the officers, the overseers, which we have none, because we are the supreme, we are the righteous, we are the gods and the goddess who need no, we are the true sovereign beings. You realize why all of that was going on was to make sure you never rise past a certain vibration. And once you're able to stick your head out of the firmament, you will see all as it is. and as it needs to be, and as soon as it all will be. So you will need to be having yourself placed and stocked where you will want to be always. You understand me? And I'm gonna end this message because it's time for me to bust a move, get out the way. And it is self-care Sunday. So hopefully you spend an extra couple moments spending time with the divine, with the source, and your own mental mind. And don't panic. Don't be scared. This is not to fear-monger you, but this is the truth. And it has been broadcast. And I won't repeat this message. You can share it as much as you want. You can ignore it as much as you need. But I have spoken the truth. And that is why in America, nothing feels the same. Nothing feels real. Because the illusions that they displayed in front of you to make it seem as if all of these things were alive and were real no longer have its power. And the true people that always been in power are now gaining their power. The giants are now awakening. It has been too much bloodshed, too much control, too much wickedness, too much evilness going on in the land. And that has caused and forced a lot of the gods and goddesses to wake up out of their slumber and to no longer be under spells of captivity. For one, how can you expect any high vibrational fruit, veggies, or herbs, or even animals or activities from a vibration that is lower than yours? You understand what I'm saying? It is very rare for you to get all A's when the norm and the people that don't want you to get all A's hand out F pluses and F minuses, and that's the best they can do. It's the reason why you can ride all throughout America and you see these things that they call mountains were actually trees. As they showed you in the avatar, the different capabilities and powers and fruits and possessions and attributes of these trees were cut down so that they can cause their magic and use their magic and their death spells and illusions. But that time is over with. And now it's time to live. It's time to drive. And I don't know if you've been noticing, but that's another reason why they assassinated Dr. Sebi and a lot of the gods like Nature Boy, and they tampered with Young Pharaoh and a lot of different other gods and goddesses you may not even hear about. Why they have been trying to mess up those people's lives, because they are all great leaders. No matter what negativity that they try to display and broadcast, but you know how the world is. You could do one messed up thing and now the whole world treat you and look at you as if you trash. Or people who done more uglier than you will act as if they're sin free. But we must always remember the good and the greatness that these people have brought forth to us. If you don't like what these people that I mentioned has done, then you have an ego problem. And you're looking too much into people's personal lives. Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want nobody diving so much into your personal life and putting you on a 24/7 surveillance reality TV show. But if so, it is what it is. You know, like they say, judge and be judged, but ain't nothing wrong with judging. Nothing wrong with having spirit of discernment, right? But that's why they locked up a lot of the great leaders. That's why they don't want you saying specific things on YouTube. Your page will get shut down, demonetized, or whatever. Even my page going through it. Like every day, YouTube popping up saying you lost the rights to do this or do that because you ain't doing this or doing that, or you ain't posting enough or whatever. You know, they created these platforms. You know, the stage ain't even important because without the person on the stage, there's nothing to stage. But the whole world is a stage and everyone is acting. Besides my motherfucking ass. And maybe you. We're acting accordingly. So move more militant than ever. Remain assertive and alertive. If you have to take specific medications, do that because you're meditating and you're receiving your medicine, not to get high. The days of drinking lean and perk 30s and all of that is over with, man. The best life is to stay sober. I myself may get specific medicines, but I'm not getting high. I'm using it because my body needs to heal, rest, and repair itself due to me being out here in these streets. So Oasis, take care.